Let a ruler base his government upon virtuous principles, and he will be like the pole star, which remains steadfast in its place, while all the host of stars turn towards it. He who is concerned only with the purity of his own life ruins the great human. The Master said, "What a worthy man was Yan who, living in a narrow alley, subsisting upon meager bits of rice and water. Other people could not have borne such hardship, and yet it never spoiled whose joy. What a worthy man was who! Return good for good, return evil with justice. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is intellectual death. The scholar who cherishes the love of comfort is not fit to be deemed a scholar. If names be not correct, language is not in accordance with the truth of things. When you know a thing, to hold that you keep it, and when you do not know a thing, to allow that you do not know it, this is knowledge. If you did not do so for the sake of riches, you must not have done so for the sake of novelty. Not to discuss with a man worthy of conversation is to waste a man. To discuss with a man not worthy of conversation is to waste words. The wise waste neither man nor words. He who flatters a man is his enemy. He who tells him of his faults is his maker.
Care not for want of place. Care for the readiness to feel one. Care not for being unknown, but seek to be worthy of note. When we see men of a contrary character, we should turn inwards and examine ourselves. If there were an honorable way to get rich, I'd do it, even if it meant being a stooge standing around with a whip. But there isn't an honorable way, so I just do what I like. He who knows and knows that he knows is a wise man. Follow him. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. Don't use cannon to kill mosquito. The Master said, the case is like that of someone raising a mountain. If he stops working, the fact that it perhaps needed only one more basketful makes no difference. I stay where I am. Whereas, even if he has not got beyond leveling the ground, but is still at work, the fact that he has only tilted one basketful of earth makes no difference. I go to help him. Without an acquaintance with the rules of property, it is impossible for the character to be established. The book salesman should be honored because he brings to our attention, as a rule, the very books we need most and neglect most. The expectations of life depend upon diligence. The mechanic that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. A superior man in dealing with the world is not for anything or against anything. He follows righteousness as the standard. If I understand change, I shall make no great mistake in life. Faithfulness and sincerity are the highest things. without feelings of respect. What is there to distinguish man from beast? The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasure, but loyalty and good faith. The green reed which bends in the wind is stronger than the mighty oak which breaks in a storm. The cautious seldom err. I followed my heart without breaking any rules. Give a man a fish, feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, feed for a lifetime. Things have their roots and branches. Affairs have their beginnings and their ends. To know what is first and what is last will lead one the way. He who will not economize will have to agonize. Humankind differs from the animals only by a little, and most people through that way. Learn as though you would never be able to master it. Hold it as though you would be in fear of losing it. If one should desire to know whether a kingdom is well governed, if it's moral, or good or bad, the quality of its music will furnish the answer. We should keep the dead before our eyes and honor them as though still living. Looking at small advantages prevents great affairs from being accomplished. It is when those who are not strong enough have made some moderate amount of progress that they fail and give up. When a person should be spoken with and you don't speak with them, you lose them. When a person shouldn't be spoken with and you speak to them, you waste your breath. The wise do not lose people, nor they waste their breath. Worry not that no one knows you. Seek to be worth knowing. The Master said, if your conduct is determined solely by considerations of profit, you will arouse great resentment. The Master said, a true teacher is one who, keeping the past alive, is also able to understand the present. If there were one word that could act as a standard of conduct for one's entire life, perhaps it would be thoughtfulness. Some are born with knowledge, some derive it from study, and some acquire it only after painful realizations of their ignorance. But knowledge being possessed, it comes to the same thing. Some study with a natural ace, some from a desire for advantages, and some by strenuous effort. But the achievement being made, it comes to the same thing. Virtue is never left to stand alone. He who has it will have neighbors. People with virtue must speak out. People who speak are not all virtuous. Ability will never catch up with the demand for it. A man of humanity is one who, in seeking to establish himself, finds a foothold for others, and who, in desiring attaining himself, help others to attain. Fix your mind on truth, hold firm to virtue, rely on loving kindness, and find your recreation in the arts. Settle one difficulty, and you keep 100 away. Speak the truth, do not yield to anger. Give if thou art asked for little. By these 3 steps thou wilt go near the gods. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more. To be able under all circumstances to practice 5 things constitutes perfect virtue. These 5 things are gravity, generosity of soul, sincerity, earnestness, and kindness. Lead the people with administrative injunctions and put them in their place with penal law, and they will avoid punishments, but will be without a sense of shame.
Lead them with excellence, and put them in their place through rules and ritual practices, and in addition to developing a sense of shame, they will order themselves harmoniously. Those who know the truth are not equal to those who love it. Zhang asked Confucius about Cheng. Confucius said, "If you can practice these 5 things with all the people, you can be called Cheng." Zhang asked what they were. Confucius said, "Courtesy, generosity, honesty, persistence, and kindness. If you are courteous, you will not be disrespected. If you are generous, you will gain everything. If you are honest, people will rely on you. If you are persistent, you will get results. If you are kind, you can employ people. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. If your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children."